October 2nd, the most valuable asset. But the wise person can lose nothing. Such a person has everything stored up for themselves, leaving nothing to fortune. Their own good are held firm, bound in virtue, which requires nothing from chance, and therefore can't be either increased or minimized, diminished. Mr. Seneca on the ferments of the wise. Ferments of the wise, 5.4. The most valuable asset. But the wise person can lose nothing. Such a person has everything stored up for themselves, leaving nothing to fortune. Their own goods are held firm, bound in virtue, which requires nothing from chance, and therefore can't be either increased or diminished. So this is like a consolation to a poor person. A wise person. A wise person, yeah. Better to be wise than rich. Better to be wise than rich. Some people, Ryan Holiday, Daily Stoic, some people put their money in assets. Yes. Stocks, bonds, property. Others invest in relationships or accomplishments, knowing that they can draw on these things just as easily as others can draw funds from a bank account. But a third type, Seneca says, invests in themselves, in being a good and wise person. Which of these assets is most immune to market fluctuations and disasters? Which is most resilient in the face of trials and tribulations? Which will never abandon you? Seneca's own life is an interesting example. He became quite wealthy as a friend of the emperor, but as Nero became more and more deranged, Seneca realized he needed to get out. He offered to Nero a deal. He would give Nero all his money and return all of Nero's gifts in exchange for complete and total freedom. Ultimately, Nero rejected this offer, but Seneca left anyway, retiring in relative peace. But one day, the executioners came with their mortal decree. In that moment, what did Seneca rely upon? It wasn't his money, it wasn't his friends, who, although they meant well, were considerable source of grief and mourning. It was virtue and inner strength. It was Seneca's most trying moment, his last and his finest. The most valuable asset. What is it? Is it money? Is it property? Is it stocks? Is it relationships? Is it your body? What do you say? What's your most valuable asset? Or is it this third type of knowledge, philosophy, understanding? As Seneca, it never leaves. For example, the decree came for Seneca when Nero came after him. Nero came after him. He had no money, he had no friends, no property. So he didn't have that to turn to. But he had his philosophy, he had his reasoning, he had his rationale, he had his virtue, kindness, self-control, courage. Nobody can take that away from us. So I say the third type is the most valuable asset to have. And the other two, property, stocks, and relationships, accomplishments. What do you invest that you might, what do you invest in? Your time, your energy in, your money. Are you investing in tangible things or intangible things? Another question is, what is at greater risk from others, from other happenings, so stocks, yes. Stocks, property can definitely go up and down based on luck, based on fortune, based on happenings, based on opinions, right? So that's volatile. We do not control that. Relationships, people can leave us, we can lose jobs, we can get injured. Our body, we can invest in our body can get injured. Disasters happen, we get sick. It's natural through no fault of our own. So that, again, the second thing, that's tangible. It's at risk. We do not control that. Fortune. But third one, definitely, we control. Philosophy, knowledge, inner strength, the power to understand, the wisdom to understand what we control, what we don't control, the wisdom to know the difference. What can we call upon? What can we call upon if someone comes after us, like in Seneca? Can we read? Can we rationale? Can we understand? It's better to give love to these people. It's better to, maybe we can choose, make better decisions, whether to run or fight or reason. Because we can remember these quotes, this philosophy. We have the experience as well. Not only the knowledge and the philosophy, but also the experience. We're moving, we're taking action. We're taking action on what we're learning as best as we can, one day at a time. Whatever it is, if we're following this journey. So, build on your most valuable asset. Have a think about it today. Enjoy the day.